I'm Hannah Wallace and welcome to FinextraTV. Kindly calling into our virtual studio today to speak off the back of Money 2020 is Thomas Otendal from Saxo Bank. So Thomas, without further ado, welcome to our virtual studio. Sorry we couldn't be face-to-face this time.
Thank you, Hannah, and thank you for having me on this podcast.
No problem, you're more than welcome. Now, as a treasurer, you have insight into multiple topic areas, and today we'll be looking at the future of Treasury and also a bit about how financial services are moving to near real time in all aspects. But I think it'd be a good idea if you could sort of set the scene for us and tell us where we're up to as an industry in this regard first. Could we start there, please?
Yeah, so as speaking as a treasurer who manages the bank's balance sheet, we see an enormous trend towards real time. You know, historically, treasurers have been managing the bank's liquidity. We have moved the money around the globe based on clients' activities and funding needs. That has been in a physical world, and so you have had time lags, you have had settlements, you have had intermediaries you needed to deal with. That of course creates a lot of friction. It creates, risks and costs. And so for client experience, get a better speed, get a less risk at a lower cost is essential. And Treasury is therefore right now in the center of this evolution, heavily driven by technology. And it's super exciting to be part of a journey where we go towards real time and actually leveraging the technologies that are being created there. And yeah.
Exciting at times indeed. I know we'll be covering a lot of that during the event itself as well. So thank you for setting the scene. So yes, what have been the primary drivers then for the change you've just mentioned, and what sort of role has technology and also cloud-based solutions played in all of this? What about that?
Yeah, so it has been on the way for many years. Digitalization of processes and products going from paper-based and putting into systems and creating data. So that has been a journey that most banks have been on for 20 years. But it kind of comes all together now when you have the data available, you have it in a structured way, you have it in a cloud-based system, so you can see it on globally on group-wide entities. You are able to connect to your peers and partners globally because they have also leveraged their skills and their systems and data. And so everything comes together in the perfect storm. Oh, perfect, what you say, not storm, but this is a gift to banking. So we can start using more real-time rails because now we have, let's say, a common denominator of data and technology and skills. So with a lot of, let's say, with a lot of costs and risks associated to the old system that can be taken out, you look into an efficiency gain here. And banks have been challenged by not only fintechs and other players in the market that want to come and play within financial services. So it is about for banks to create efficiency using data and technology, and that's the biggest driver for the financial service industry.
Right. Okay, that's interesting. Thanks for that. And jumping around the topics a little bit, as I know there's quite a lot I want to cover with you. Could you talk us through also this current surge we're seeing in interest around central bank digital currencies across the globe? This is going to be a really big one at this year's event. So what are some of the technical challenges and opportunities here that could arise in the delivery of a digital pound? I know it's something you wanted to touch on. And what sort of role could digital identity play in such a project? So by no means a small question, but we'll give it a go.
Yeah, so central bank digital currencies is of course a game changer, but it's kind of in the same lines as I spoke about before. If you want to go to real time, you also need to be able to settle cash in real time. And real time is not like in 2 days or in 1 day, it's a now. and physical money cannot do that. And so to be able to deal with digital assets, you need also a digital currency to settle the digital assets. As we go from account-based economy as we know it today and to more like wallet-based economy, the digital assets sitting in your wallet needs to be settled instantaneously. We call it atomic settlement because it just happens in one go, and then change of ownership of the assets and the money is instantly changed. And so central bank digital currencies, or digital currencies in the sense of could also be stable coins or the likes, is something that is needed to power this new space. And let's say for it to succeed, there's of course a lot of prerequisites that needs to be fulfilled. And you know, in my world, you have some interoperability, you have some cross-border elements. Of course, you have some security around digital currencies, you know, cybersecurity, but you also have digital identities on the people or the nodes or the players in the market that needs to be in place, because all these things need to work instantly together. So you need to do your checks and balances instantly before can transfer, but that will, as a user and the user experience, look like very instant, even though there's a lot of processes happening in the background. Mm-hmm. So, but central bank digital currencies is a prerequisite for all this to happen.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. That's going to be a really interesting one to keep an eye on, isn't it? And there's no doubt there's going to be some really big changes on the horizon there, and especially for bank treasurers, as banks need to be able to manage a balance sheet, the regulatory regimes, all in near real time, don't they? So maybe walk us through what this might require and what banks need to consider moving forward then.
Yeah, so the biggest hurdles for a bank is that systems and products and processes are not ready for real time. The system is not ready yet because if I have to get liquidity and settle it instantly with one client, I need to have the funding ready immediately. Today, I have 2 days to find the funding before, let's say, a stock settles, right? If it settles in real time, I need to have the liquidity immediately. And who will provide me that? Well, I would have to go to the central bank to get that liquidity. But the central bank will only give me credit if they know me very well. So there's a trust element here. There is like some liquidity, central bank liquidity pools that need to be set up for financial service treasurers to be able to work. And that requires some legislation, some regulation that needs to be changed. And I think that's probably where you will see the biggest hurdles for now, because the technology is there, but regulators and legislators need to bring this new digital asset world into place.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So regulation will be the main hurdle then?
Yeah, regulation in the sense of the regulation you have today is based on not on a real-time world. It's based on a T+2 world where you have time to fund yourself and you have time to, you know, comply with your regulatory ratios and your regulatory regimes. When you go into real time, all that stuff have to be managed in real time, and that can be an issue as it's set up today. So I would say regulators need to make a common regulatory space, and hopefully also globally, because if we have 100 different regulations around the world on central bank digital currencies and digital assets, it's going to be a nightmare. It's not going to be interoperable, and that's also a really big hurdle. So it will take time for regulators to kind of agree on a standard and a lowest denominator here. So it's not something that's going to be launched tomorrow. You see different proof of concepts around the globe in beta testing, and they have proven to work well. but when launched in real life, there are other things to consider.
So still a way to go, but you've done a good job of laying out the vision there and taking us through the steps. So some advice weaved in there as well. But Thomas, we'll leave it there for now. But thank you so much for calling in and sharing your insights today, and look forward to catching up further down the line, hopefully face to face.
Thank you, Hannah. Looking forward to it as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.